more counties? Okay. Haven't made it yet. Sorry.
Am.
Good morning. All right. I would like to welcome each of you this morning to the Hoosier Boys State debate focusing on the two candidates for the office of Lieutenant Governor and Governor of Hoosier Boys State. At this time, I would ask that you please stand while Caleb Pear, Hilton City, Warner County, offers our invocation, and Sam Petty of Hilton City, Warner County, recites our Pledge of Allegiance.
Please bow your heads with me. Dear God, thank you for the opportunity to be here at Hoosier Boys State. Thank you that we can all just come together as a bunch of guys and just have a great time. Just thank you for what you're going to do and what you have already done. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
Jennifer?
Please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we need to do a little bit of the Hoosier Boys State song. Jennifer has worked very diligently and found a hot copy of the Boys State song. Is it ready to go? Oh, it's not ready? So even with all our technology, sometimes we have to go a little old school. All right, that's good. That makes me feel good. Do a little old school. All right, so we'll do the Boys State song tonight. All right, Andy will come up tonight and do that. So let's get right into this. The first video presentation that we'd like to do. No, he went back upstairs. Sorry. You don't have it. So let's do the first video. Well, I can't. You want me to? All right. All right, here we go. Hustle up, we got to get this going. We're barely on time. I started to say before, we have a couple of really neat videos I hope that really inspire you after we do the Boys State song.
Hello? All right, we'll just do it from here. Give the people what they want, right? All right. All right. Sing it along. Indiana is our state. We come from far and near. From north and south and east and west. So hear our lusty cheer. Hoosier Boys State. Hoosier Boys State. We are one and all for you. We will fight for, we will strive for all the things we pledge to do. Ever loyal, ever faithful, and will always be true blue. All the rules of right we will follow, honor bright. Hoosier Boys State, we're for you.
We keep up this level of enthusiasm for Friday night. This is going to be great. We're going to have a good time. Okay. Are you ready to roll with Dale? The first video is Dale Barnett, who was from Whiteland, Indiana, and he was a past national commander of the American Legion. So after high school, he went to the Army, to the military academy at West Point, and he'll explain
it. Well, welcome, my fellow Hoosier Boy Staters. My name's Dale Barnett. I'm the National Commander of the American Legion in 2015-2016. Can I tell you, I had a great experience at Hoosier Boy State in 1969. But I know you study U.S. history, and I want to tell you that it was a very difficult time in our nation's history when I went to Boy State. We were in the midst of the Vietnam War, a very divisive war in our nation's history. There were all sorts of division in our country, not too different from what happened today. But as I went to Hoosier Boy State, I was exposed to a group of counselors and leaders that changed my life. They planted seeds into me. The seeds was that I could make a difference in our country. And if I was going to be a leader in our nation, I needed to step up and be that kind of leader. But that wasn't what I wanted to do in 1969, because I'm probably a lot like a lot of you. All I wanted to do was play basketball. But I had a counselor that came back from West Point. And she came back and she said, you need to apply to the U.S. Military Academy. I told her there was no way. It was second semester, February of my senior year. But she said, no, you need to apply because you went to Boy State. I didn't realize how important Boy State was in the selection process, not only to the military academies, but as a retired educator, I know now that universities across our nation look upon the American Legion youth development programs with such esteem. It makes a difference, and it made a difference in my case. But I met many of my classmates. They will tell me the same thing. It was because of American Legion Boy State that got it started. I met university presidents of large corporations, that Boy State experience is a bond. When you leave Boy State, you will be part of a fraternity across the nation that will open doors to you that you never realized could ever happen. It's a tough week. I remember my experience at Hoosier Boy State. I can remember Tuesday night, the county elections, and that I was elected as a county commissioner. I can tell you that was a highlight of my Boy State experience. It will be something that will stay with me for the rest of my life. I'm still involved in Boy State. I'm still involved in Boys Nation. It's what a great experience it is to be part of the American Legion Development Program. We love our country. We know that we can make a difference. That's what you'll learn, that you can make a difference in your country. I wish you all the best wishes this week. It's going to be a tough week, but it'll be an experience that will reward you richly for the rest of your life. Thank you for stepping up and being part of the Boy State program.
I told these guys earlier, and I want to share it with you, there are about 22,000 young men going through a Boy State program this summer nationwide. No program in Hawaii, but one in D.C., so that makes 50 programs nationwide doing basically what we're doing here, learning about their state government. There's one more video that this video just warms the cockles in my heart to watch every time I watch it. If you're aware of who Admiral McCraven is, Admiral McCraven is the head of the SEALs, the Navy SEALs. He was in charge of the SEALs when they took out bin Laden and several other things. Now, if you notice something very unique about his uniform, he's just got a ton of ribbons. And the Marines call that a fruit salad. That's of all the different awards that he has. We have a young Navy officer with us today for the school this afternoon. He's got several, but he does not have quite the salad that Admiral McCraven has. So best of luck in getting to that level. All right, this is probably the neatest 6 minutes of Boy State right here.
If you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another. And by the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. If you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another. And by the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made, that you made. And a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be better. To pass SEAL training, there are a series of long swims that must be completed. One is the night swim. Before the swim, the instructors joyfully brief the students on all the species of sharks that inhabit the waters off San Clemente. They assure you, however, that no student has ever been eaten by a shark, at least not that they can remember. But you are also taught that if a shark begins to circle your position, stand your ground. Do not swim away. Do not act afraid. And if the shark, hungry for a midnight snack, darts towards you, then summons up all your strength and punch him in the snout, and he will turn and swim away. There are a lot of sharks in the world. If you hope to complete the swim, you will have to deal with them. So if you want to change the world, don't back down from the sharks. Over a few weeks of difficult training, my SEAL class, which started with 150 men, was down to just 42. There were now 6 boat crews of 7 men each. I was in the boat with the tall guys, but the best boat crew we had was made up of the little guys, the Munchkin crew, we called them. No one was over 5'5". The Munchkin boat crew had 1 American Indian, 1 African American, 1 Polish American, 1 Greek American, 1 Italian American, and 2 tough kids from the Midwest. They out-paddled, outran, and outswam all the other boat crews. The big men in the other boat crews would always make good-natured fun of the tiny little flippers the Munchkins put on their tiny little feet.
Especially since the first Kennedy-Nixon debate in 1960, and has played a vital role in each succeeding election. Hoosier Boy State tries to parallel the real Indiana political environment as much as possible. Thus, the reason for our candidates debating this morning. It is my pleasure to introduce Jacob Knazer, sitting in the seat that I used to sit in, monitoring the debate of Hoosier Boy State.
Thank you, Scott.
Whoa! Come on down.
And Scott is here to take you on the technical part of
This process gives voters a chance to look beyond the slogans and imagery to substance and offer a glimpse of a candidate's thought process and rationale for their decision making. Today's debate is no exception to this dynamic. Voters of Hoosier Boys State, you will now be hearing from your party's nominee for Lieutenant Governor as well as Governor. I invite the candidates for Lieutenant Governor to the rostrum. Your nationalist nominee is Will Tierman of Cox County. Will resides in Franklin and attends Greenwood Christian Academy. Your Federalist nominee is Cuther Venkat. At Boys State, he's in Conn County. At home, he resides in Munster and attends Munster High School. We will begin with a 2-minute opening statement. You then will be asked the same question and given 2 minutes to respond. After your opponent's response, you may have up to 1 minute to react to him. We then will have a 1-minute closing statement for each candidate. You may not engage in direct dialogue with your opponent, attack his personal character, or use profanity. Determined by coin flip, the Federalists will go first. Cuther, your opening statement.
Hi, once again, I'm so proud to be the Lieutenant Governor candidate for the Federalist Party. I want to start by reminding you guys about one key thing. You got to think about who's representing all of you when you vote. I believe I have the ability to argue and really focus on compromise and bipartisanship when fighting for who's actually going to win this election. We need to represent all and not just focus on party politics, which ties into two of the key areas I want to focus on. First is education. We believe that we need to increase teacher pay, which will incentivize students to learn better and teachers to get paid more. What this will do is it will save us money in the long run because less people are committing crimes. What the Nationalists want to do is put people into trade schools. But what we do is we solve their problem while solving the greater source issue. Because they still have the ability to go to these trade schools if they graduate. And that's the thing that we're solving. With more incentivized teachers, you have more incentivized students. And secondly, I want to talk about legalization of marijuana. We believe that we are the only party that supports full legalization of recreational marijuana. And this is good for two key reasons. First is that tax revenue from this can fund things like infrastructure and helping people that don't have the help that they deserve. And secondly, we believe it's actually safer because currently people buy things from black market drug sources and now they can buy it from legal sources and actually be safer. And people get the accessibility along with medical marijuana to solve things like pain control and Alzheimer's. And in the end, if you forget my name, just remember, think like a brother and vote for Cuther.
Will, your opening statement.
Just a quick clarification, the Nationalist Party also supports the full legalization of that. I think that was kind of a miscommunication from us, so I apologize for that. But we support medical and recreational use of marijuana and the legalization of that through Boyd State. So I'm the Lieutenant Governor candidate for the Nationalist Party, and I want to support everyone here as Lieutenant Governor if elected. When our platform committee for the Nationalist Party was creating our policies and what we stand by, they did a really great job in encompassing what they thought everyone here at Boyd State stands for. That is evident in how similar our parties are, because ultimately we are very similar people here. We are all high-achieving students. We all are looking to further ourselves after high school and really apply ourselves to the world. If you're here, you're doing something right. And so that's what the Nationalist Party is trying to encompass, is everyone's beliefs. Now, what separates us from the Federalist Party on this slate is our undivided devotion to representing everyone here. Not just nationalists, not just Federalists. We have a short time at Boyd State, and a highly efficient government at every level is the only way we're going to leave here feeling like we've accomplished something and like we've contributed to a government organization.
A troubling issue was brought to my attention during the party conventions, and that is how the democratic process occurred. There was selling of votes and unfair treatment of candidates that deserved their shot. As the head of the Senate, which is one of the lieutenant governor's position, I am going to fight for that not to happen anymore. It sickened me to leave the convention knowing that there were other candidates besides me that had just as good a shot, that didn't get that shot because of political backdoor deals.
That's time.
Thank you.
Cuther, as Lieutenant Governor, your chief duty is to preside over the Senate and cast the deciding vote in the event of a tie. What will justify your decision-making if the governor requests you to vote contrary to your own viewpoint? In essence, is loyalty more important than your own conscience?
I would personally say that my own conscience would stand above all because I feel like my number one trait is the ability to listen. No matter what the governor may say, we're still representing the people. So if the majority of the people want a solution, I'll be voting for that solution regardless of what the governor says. A party needs to stay united, but the people still come first. If you don't have a united people, then you can't have a successful government. You can see that in Washington right now. We have a divided government and nothing actually happens. If you look now, what we need to do is push something where bipartisanship and unity are number one. And that's with the ability to listen and realize that the people come first. So if I were to cast my vote, I'd be casting it for what the majority wants and what's a more rational solution, regardless of what someone told me to do. Because I'm never just going to listen to someone without thinking by myself, because I believe that's what we need to do. Use our own conscience. We're all smart, overachieving students that have the ability to think for themselves. And listening to others and using that input can form a more thoughtful decision, regardless of what one person told you to do.
Will, you have 1 minute to respond. You don't have to answer the question. You can respond to his words.
Yes, so I believe that Lieutenant Governor is not voted in by the governor. He is there to represent all of Boise State, and not just himself either. His personal beliefs are not there to be the casting vote, to be the deciding vote. He is there to represent the people in his county and other counties and other cities and all those in the Senate. That's all.
Will, same question. As Lieutenant Governor, your chief duty is to preside over the Senate and cast the deciding vote in the event of a tie. What will justify your decision-making if the governor requests you to vote contrary to your own viewpoint? In essence, is loyalty more important than your own conscience?
Like I said, the governor is not electing me to this position, it is you guys. I'm representing you guys before anyone else. And so that's before me as well. My personal beliefs do not necessarily come into my decision as just casting my vote in the event of a tie. So the governor and I would work together to find the majority, and I don't believe either of these governor candidates would ask us to do such a thing because they are both strong candidates and they're both looking out for the best interest of all of you guys.
Cuther, you can respond.
Okay. The one thing I would say is that we may continue to promote a democratic system, but in the end, as Lieutenant Governor, you're the deciding vote. You yourself. So we need to continue to promote the democratic process, but what you guys need to realize is you should be electing the person that you think is the most rational, has the best thought process, and can actually make that decision with input from other people. Because as much as the Nationalist Party continues to talk about how we're elected by the people, we are, but our thoughts also matter because we are the deciding vote. You see that all the time with the president. You have your input, but sometimes you need to elect someone that's rational, thoughtful, and listens. Because without that, you won't have a successful government.
We will now move into our closing statements. You have 1 minute. Will.
As we move to the polls, I would like to encourage you guys to forget a couple of things. Forget your city, forget your county, forget your party. When you are casting your vote, think about this debate today and what you've heard and decide your own thoughts and opinions. We have great candidates up here, and I fully believe that each and every one of us would execute the office well. But it is about who you believe will execute this office to support you most.
One-minute closing statement.
What I really want to focus on is I fully agree with him. Don't focus on your county or your city, but what you should be focusing on is the person you're electing. The party no longer matters. The Federalists, Nationalists, don't think like that. Think of the person that's proven to you that they have the thought process, the ideas. They don't disagree, but they can explain their party policies. They understand what they're saying, and they care for each and every person. I believe I have that ability. I have the ability to defend all of you regardless of your position. So don't think, I'm a Federalist, I have to vote Federalist. Nationalist, I have to vote Nationalist. Vote for the person you believe will do the best job to actually solve the issues in front of you. Because without that, we need to focus on unity and bipartisanship rather than just fighting with each other over which party is better. Unite and find the most thoughtful individual to make a successful government. Thank you.
Thank you both. You can be seated. I now invite the candidates for governor to the rostrum. I introduce Hamza Abu Hofa of Khan County, who resides in Cherville and attends Lake Central High School. The Federalist nominee is Ethan Roos of Warner County, who resides... He resides in Santa Claus and attends Heritage Hills High School. We will begin with a 2-minute opening statement. You then will be asked the same questions and given 2 minutes to respond. After your opponent's response, you may have up to 1 minute to react to him. We then will have a 1-minute closing statement for each candidate. You may not engage in direct dialogue with your opponent, attack his personal character, or use profanity. Determined by coin flip, the Federalist Party will go first. Ethan, 2-minute opening statement. Sorry.
My bad. All right, first of all, thank you all for giving me your time today to come here and listen and to help you guys decide the best candidate for these offices. As we all saw last night, the Federalist Party came forth with 4 major platforms. We have education, drugs, infrastructure, and also the environment. And it's important that we look at all of these things when we talk about this debate, but also when we talk about our government as a whole. Here in the next coming days, as we heard this morning, we are only halfway through Boise State, but we've gone through this entire government election process, which means that this entire next half is all up to you guys and all up to the candidates that you vote for, and I hope you guys can pick the best candidate. Once again, thank you guys for your time, and I hope you guys really enjoyed the debate.
Hamza, 2 minutes, opening statement.
Hello, I'm Hamza, and I'm hoping to represent all of us as governor. As governor, I intend to implement an overhaul of the current education system. Through the use of part of Indiana's nearly $2 billion surplus, we can advocate for a push to destigmatize trade schools and improve the resources found in higher education. I will base subsidization on a mix of GPA and a system of standardized testing that relieves the mental strain placed on students. As governor, I'll work with state legislators to update current environmental codes and offer tax-based incentives for swift cooperation with new regulations. I will work to legalize the use of marijuana for both recreational and medicinal purposes and implement a tax on the sale of marijuana in order to raise additional funds for the government. I will combat hate speech and hate crime through the advocation of progressive legislation that punishes those who incite violence against others for their religious beliefs and for falling under minorities. Finally, I will fight for the voice of the overshadowed. I will fight for the voice of each individual in this hall today. Too often, we see our voices overshadowed by the powerful and the loud and those imposing their will on others. I plan to fight to represent the interests of all of us, Federalists and Nationalists.
Ethan, what plank of your party's platform is most important to you and why?
I feel like the plank that is most important to me has to be our infrastructure. Okay, everybody drives around on the roads every single day, millions of people. And if we don't have safety as the first top priority, then what do we have, okay? If we can't focus on getting from point A to point B while still being safe, then how are we supposed to get to these meetings and get anything done, okay? Like I said yesterday, 8% of our bridges are structurally unstable. How are we supposed to go and rely on what we have now if we can't even say that it's stable? We need to make sure that our infrastructure comes together because obviously Indiana is the crossroads of America. It connects everything, and if we don't have those connection points, we can't get to what we actually want to do.
Hamza, you can offer a 1-minute response.
Firstly, the Federalist plan, the pothole plan that they have for infrastructure has already been implemented in Michigan, and it's failed. According to the governor of Michigan, every single citizen, including kids and women, would need to purchase $2,500 worth of marijuana in order to fund the fixes they need for their infrastructure. Second of all, it was from a Bill Murray tweet 4 years ago. And I genuinely believe that infrastructure is important, but the way to go about it is not to use taxes from marijuana, because that's unrealistic in my eyes.
Hamza, same question. What plank of your party's platform is most important to you and why?
I believe, frankly, that education is the most important part of our platform because we can branch off improvements in all of society through education. By promoting trade schools and destigmatizing them, we can make the labor force needed to improve our infrastructure. By promoting higher education, we can push more people into higher education as well and get jobs in the STEM industry in order to solve the problems we face today. Educating people also solves social issues. It's been found that areas with higher levels of education have lower rates of crime and poverty. So I believe that if we focus on education, we can solve many of the problems we face today in this state.
Ethan, you may react.
Personally, I totally agree. We need to really get together and get our education to be the best because education drives everything. What I don't agree with is his rebuttal to my claim. First of all, Michigan just legalized recreational marijuana use last December, and they said that it's not even available for sale until this next December so that they could tune out all the fine lines. So really, can something fail if it hasn't even started yet? I don't think so. Also, the Bill Murray tweet. Bill Murray is just another guy like you and I. Just because his occupation is a comedian, what makes you guys think that a famous comedian, if they're not going to listen to him, what makes you guys think that they're going to listen to you guys?
Question 2 for Hamza. How will you work with all of Hoosier Boys State, even those who choose not to support you this afternoon? How will you promote unity over division?
The way I see it, we're not Federalists or Nationalists. We're all people looking to better our community. And if you look at our platforms share many similarities. There are fine line differences that seem to polarize us, but that's the beauty of America. We can be polarized, but be united in our ability to want to make change. So as governor, I'd work with both sides of the aisle in order to reach agreements on the places we don't agree in and push forward on the places we do agree in.
Ethan, your reaction.
This is definitely something that we can all get behind. Through all of my speeches and all of our Federalist Party and all of the Nationalist Party, everyone has been preaching unity because unity is what we need. And here at Hoosier Boys State, we're not separated by our opinions, we're separated by a randomly generated thing. So basically, we need to all come together. There's no need to refuse to cross party lines, because your guys' representation and your guys' ideas should be represented by all, not just your select party.
You now have the opportunity to respond to the question, how will you work with all of Hoosier Boys State, even those who choose not to support you this afternoon? How will you promote unity over division?
Okay, if anybody doesn't vote for me, that's entirely fine. You see, we live in a society where democracy is our choice, and which means that everyone has their choice for governor, their choice for lieutenant governor, their voice for any of their elected positions. This means that it's your opinion, not mine. Just if I feel like I should be getting your vote doesn't mean that you do as well. So I am not going to hold any hard feelings. This is your constitutional right to vote and go forward with your own personal opinion. So I can't hold that against you. What I can do is continue to promote unity through either candidate. Whoever gets elected, we need to stay strong, stay united, and stay together.
Hamza, your reaction.
I completely agree with that. Everyone has the right to their vote, and that's what makes this process so special. So the idea that any candidate would hold any sort of hard feelings towards anyone lobbying against them is, quite frankly, should not be in this type of society. We need to focus on everyone's individual opinions, and if that's not me, and if the people pick him, then I will fully support him as governor, because that is what the people decided. I'm only a representation of the people.
Ethan, the motto of Hoosier Boys State is a week to shape a lifetime. How has this motto impacted you thus far? And what lessons will you be taking back to your own community?
Okay, a week to shape a lifetime. If you guys look around, we have like 400 people here from all across the state. And down in southern Indiana, not to say that there's nobody here, but there's not many people. There is an incredible amount of opportunity to make connections, make friends, make individuals that you're going to know for your entire life. And so you're not going to be here. You don't always have your best friend at your side to help you. Hoosier Boys State pushes you guys out to the sides. It makes you go out. It makes you come out of your comfort zone, go out, meet new people, work in ways you wouldn't always work. This election process is extremely fast and extremely rapid. Okay, not everybody is ever going to have this experience to get going, get working, and all together, get yourself together for a common cause. So, thank you.
Hamza, do you wish to react?
Though his explanation may not be exactly how I view the statement, I agree, in my personal terms, I agree 100% with what he said.
Hamza, the motto of Hoosier Boys State is a week to shape a lifetime. How has this motto impacted you thus far? What lessons will you be taking back to your own community?
The way it's impacted me is that I've become exposed to people from all over the state. Living in Northwest Indiana, oftentimes you live in a bubble with Chicago, and you don't get that much exposure to the rest of the state and their ideas and how they see things. So sitting here, standing here, talking to everyone here, I've been able to meet people and see the way they think and agree with them and have good dialogues with them and make great friendships that may as well shape my lifetime. I've been able to pull from people's opinions and shape my own opinion based off new information.
Ethan, do you wish to respond?
Yes, I do. So, again, just like I said, we really get to spread yourself out, get to know everybody, get to know everybody. Okay, we have people from every age, creed, race, origin, religion, whatever you guys want to say. Everyone's different, and this is not a situation where you can choose who you want to work with or who you don't. You have to, and in society, we need people to work together no matter what views, no matter what policies. And if we can't have that, then we can't ever get anything done, and that's something that Hoosier Boys State teaches us to do.
You now have the opportunity for a 1-minute closing statement. We begin with Hamza.
I've shown you who I am. As governor, I plan to place an emphasis on education as an outlet to social and economic growth. I plan to bring back companies to this great state through a mix of tax-based incentives and a skilled labor force. I plan to regulate companies and promote an increase in environmental awareness through the drafting of new environmental regulations. I plan to legalize the use of recreational and medicinal marijuana and use tax-based revenue to help fund improvements to our great state. I plan to be the voice of change, progress, and the common good. I stand here as a citizen hoping to do what's best for our state, hoping to represent the best in our people and fight for the ideas we believe in as a collective, hoping that you will elect me to serve as your governor. It would be an honor to serve as our governor in this great state.
Ethan, your closing statement.
Hoosier Boys State thus far has been amazing. Coming in the next couple hours, you guys are going to have your first opportunity to really make a decision that impacts your entire livelihood, how you operate, how you work for the next remainder of the week. What Hoosier Boys State does is incredible. And this entire process, I've been preaching unity and working together. I'm here for you guys, no matter who the candidate is, no matter who you think. I'm always here for anything. In the words of Abraham Lincoln, whatever you guys are, be a good one. I can promise you guys, as a governor, not only will I be a good one, I'll be a great one. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You may take your seats. Delegates of Hoosier Boys State, you have heard the candidate's voice. It's now time for them to hear your voice. Voting will follow the same procedures as yesterday. Voters, make your voices heard. Candidates, good luck.
Okay, got to do a couple of quick announcements so we can get you guys out of here. Talent show. We need to see talent show folks. Come up here at 3 o'clock during the athletic time. We need some more acts for the talent show. If you need an instrument or prop, whatever, we'll make arrangements to get it. No problem. Let's see. To start the voting, Group A, that's Ayers, Napier, and Couts. They will vote at 11, which is within the next minute. So we got to get out of here. Group B will vote at noon, okay? One more announcement from Ox.
All right, guys. Great job with the softball throughout the week. We have the Bowman Cup today at 3. It will be between Conn County and Ayers County. Whoever wins that game at 3 will be declared the winners of the Bowman Cup, and then immediately afterwards we'll play the counselors in a game. So, see you at 3 and best of luck.
All right, very carefully, Ayers. Watch out for all the cords here. Go vote.